What's going on, YouTube? We're back with the second installment of the two newest heroes. We just did Tuner in the last video. If you're interested in checking out my Tuner thoughts, you can go ahead and check that out. I'll have that video in the description or just on my channel or whatever you may want. But today we're going to be covering Diver or Saoirse. I mentioned in the last video her looks or my thoughts on the looks and the name. It's definitely Saoirse, I think. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if I'm right, but that's what we're going with for now, at least. Okay. Some people might even be like Cersei. Isn't that the Game of Thrones queen, Cersei? But that's about totally different, I think. Anyway, that's not what you guys care about. Support archer hero. So another support hero. Whatever. Let's jump right in. Her first ability is, the same as always. I have not looked at any of these skills, mind you. Zero skills. I wanted to make it a legitimate first look review thing, so I don't know any of these skills. So, as I'm reading them, I'm formulating ideas, but I might come back and be like, oh, actually, maybe this is how this is used. So, just keep that in mind that my brain flow might not be exactly perfect. So if I say something that's completely dumb, wait to comment, hey, you dumb idiot, because I might realize after I've looked through all our skills, oh wait, actually this is what that meant, or this is how that was supposed to be. So with all that said, sometimes the grammar is also terrible in these skills, so we never really know until we can test. And for the last, 2.5 years or so, basically every single new hero, time one of them has at least a bug in one of their skills, so we can probably expect that as well. But let's see. So her second ability, Diving Ambush, is a combat skill, effective range of 4, targets 2 random enemies. So it's not an effective range of 5, meaning already you're probably not going to see her in the back row unless you're targeting the first 2 rows, and we'll see. 100% chance to deal 200 damage on 2 random enemy squads and cause them to enter a drowned state. Damage rate is 105 for 2 rounds, stacks up to 3 drowned states. Okay, so it's kind of just burning. It's just a different version of burning where it's a damage over time, so it's going to deal 105 damage for 2 rounds. Without the stacks, let's just consider 105 on 2 heroes. So 210 times 2, so 420 plus 200, so 620 damage. It's not terrible. And then if we consider the stacked rate, how would that work? I don't understand how it could stack possibly up to 3 drowned, unless her other abilities are going to cause drown. That's really the only way. Otherwise, it would only stack to 2. Let's look at her other abilities. Anyway, 620 basically... No, it's actually 400. It'd be 820. So 820 damage. Not bad. Not terrible, especially for a support hero. Nothing to sneeze at. 100% chance. It's actually a lot of damage. It's going to happen every single round as long as she's not CC'd. She's going to be dealing 800 damage. I guess in 2 rounds. Anyway, let's move on. 50% resistance, 50% might. Skill number 5. When all friendly squads deal damage, there's a 50% chance to apply Drown State. Okay, so that's what we were talking about. It'll stack from her other abilities to a random enemy squad for 2 turns. So, interesting. Decrease the damage the enemy squad affected by Drown State deals to the squad with the hero by 30%. Alright, so a little bit convoluted wording here. Let's look at this first sentence first. So when any friendly squad deals damage, there's a 50% chance to apply Drown State to a random enemy squad for 2 turns. So damage is any form of damage, whether that's a skill, a basic attack, or a damage over time ability like drowned or burning. Then whenever that happens, whenever that damage happens, 50% chance to put them in a drowned state for 2 turns. Now the drowned state is going to do a few things. One, it's going to deal 105 damage from her second ability every single turn, unless it's stacking, of course, which it will, because it's 100%. Her second ability is 100%. So you can see where this is coming from, right? Over time, she's going to be dealing decent damage for sure. Also, when an enemy is in a drowned state, they're going to deal 30% less damage to Cersei's squad, Diver's squad. That's not that big, quite frankly. That's not huge. This is literally just 30% damage reduction, basically. So yeah, that's all. Because most of these heroes are going to be in their drown state, like always. So it's basically just a flat 30%. 30% damage reduction. This is not going to stack. Her sixth ability, 15% damage. All right, so that's generally when you see a support, you're not assuming damage, but this hero really seems it seems like they do damage. I'm not sure. Shooters get plus 40% might. That includes herself. And then her 8th ability, Water Shield. In each battle, when all friendly squads reach less than 70% troop power, gain Water Shield. Blocks one attack. For the remainder of the battle, 80% of damage is used to recover your troop power. Okay, so when they go below 70% health, so if you have 100,000 and you go to 70,000 or below, you're then going to gain a Water Shield. And that just blocks one attack. What attack means, I don't know. And also, if it's one attack, why do they have one attacks? So I don't know. Is one attack one damage, or is that one basic attack, or one skill, or what does this mean, right? I'm going to assume that it's one damage, but I guess we'll find out. For the remainder of the battle, 80% of damage is used to recover your troop power. So I'm assuming that's only the damage that Diver deals will heal herself only. 80% is not bad. Okay, so let's kind of calculate some of the damage numbers here. So 200% damage on 2 random enemy squads is 400 damage every single round guaranteed. Well, unless she's CC'd, but in best case scenario, 400 damage always just off of her second skill. When they're in a drowned state, 105 times 2, so 210 with one stack, which is always going to happen. So that's 610. If they stack multiple times, which generally it will be stacked multiple times because of her 5th ability. So let's say on average, there's always 2 stacks of drowned state on 2 enemies, which is always. Then that means we're going to have 840 damage basically every single round. That's just a general average number. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. She's also going to be doing a basic attack. So it's definitely nothing to sneeze at for sure. 800 damage is basically like one of Death Rider's abilities is actually going to be something like 800 damage. And they deal decent damage for sure. She's also going to be healing herself because she is going to be dealing a lot of damage. So she's going to be healing herself for a fair amount, 80% of that damage. So yeah, actually this hero does not seem like a support at all. Literally the only support that she does is puts a Water Shield on for 1 turn once per battle, which is like crap. Compared to, Rat's shield, this is a horrible shield. So I don't know why they're considering this character a support, like, at all. Don't know. She's going to be dealing damage and healing herself, so I don't really understand. The possibility here is that this 80% of damage is used to recover your true power. That could go on to, like, the friendlies. So let's say she's in a squad with, Hummingbird. If Hummingbird deals damage after Hummingbird gets the Water Shield, 80% is going to heal Hummingbird. I'm not sure. We'll kind of have to see how that one works out, I guess. But I'm assuming All it means is the damage that Diver deals will heal herself, and that's it. So, okay, interesting. Now let's talk about APC formations, right? So, again, they say support hero, but definitely not. There's no real synergy with anybody because there's no drowned. There's no heroes with drowned abilities. Period. Besides Diver. Now, maybe potentially we'll see more heroes with this kind of drowned ability, just like we saw with Flare, and Burning. Um, so potentially in the future, a new like crazy carry hero comes out where if the enemy are in a drowned state, they deal like 10 million damage. So I guess. But for now, on a standalone, it doesn't really seem to matter where Diver is put. And let's say she's going to be dealing pretty good, very consistent damage as a shooter, though. Shooters are in kind of a weak state right now. So sort of a very weak state, actually. So who would she pair up with? She doesn't need basic attacks at all. That's kind of inconsequential. She doesn't need healing. Again, fairly inconsequential because she'll be healing herself off her water shield ability. She does need CC protection, so that's a hero like Heaven's Redemption, for example. Will she be paired up with him? Probably not. She does have combat skills. She has one combat skill. It'll go 8 times, so potentially Scorpion. She could be paired up with Scorpion fairly reasonably, instead of somebody like Scarlet Siren. You could put Diver in there, and then you have Scarlet Siren with your Flare APC. So that's definitely a possibility. And then maybe Cannon S or something. Again, she doesn't need the heals, but it never hurts. So that might be the APCs that we're going to see with this Diver. Is Scorpion is probably. I'm assuming something like Diver, Scorpion, Cannon. We could definitely see that, or maybe even Lust. And it doesn't, at least on paper, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Can it beat Flare? No. Diver definitely does not beat Flare. Yeah, so kind of tough position. I don't know necessarily that she's going to be that good, but she definitely could be. This could be one that's a big surprise, for sure. So I mean, I would probably say, at least right now, what I'm thinking is some sort of Scorpion combo, right? Or I don't know, potentially Wrath, Diver would go fairly well, and let's just say Tech Priestess. That's kind of a safe bet, and then with Scorpion's kind of a safe bet. Other than that, I don't really see how she's going to be like. She's not going to be the carry in her own squad, I don't believe. So you're not going to focus a squad around her. I don't know. It's possible that she does not even use at all, and then the next hero that comes out has some sort of drowned synergy, and then that's when Diver becomes really, really good. So I guess we'll see. Either some safe routes, so Tech Priestess Wrath, Scorpion Cannon, so something like that, or Scorpion Lust, or any of those synergies there. I'm sure she'll be absolutely fine. I'm sure she'll be another plug and play hero in this. So let's give her an overall rating. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to say, and the reason why it's tough is just because, for the most part, these hero ratings are predicated on APC ratings. So sometimes a hero can be really, really good in one APC, and not good in any other APCs. Right? We can think of Hunk as the example. So Hunk without Predator, Hunk Predator Nomad, if you guys aren't familiar, terrible, absolutely horrible. In that one APC, at one point he was incredibly good, right? So top tier, that APC was top tier. Diver, I don't see how she has that much potential unless there's like one APC that's really, really strong. So I would probably give her a 3 with fairly high ceiling. Let's say 4. I think I'm comfortable giving her a 4. Standalone. As a standalone hero, a 4. With an APC, it could go from anywhere from, a 2 to potentially a 5. Maybe a 4.5. So that's kind of how I see it. Is as a standalone hero, I'm gonna give her a 4. She seems like a hero that just on her own can do a lot, which for a lot of players is really important because they don't have all the heroes, right? They just have, maybe some season 2 heroes, a maxed season 3 hero or something. So they kind of have to play around. I think she'll be really good in those for people like that who don't have too many heroes. You can kind of just use her alone, and she should be pretty solid. Kind of like Death Rider is for a lot of free-to-players, for example. He's just a really, really good hero because you don't need any APC. I think she'll kind of be the same. Not as good as Death Rider, but that same sort of idea where as long as you have her, you're going to be okay, and the formation, it kind of comes second. So that's my take on Saoirse Diver. What do you guys think? This one is a little bit tough for me to judge, honestly. But I think we'll see that it's fairly accurate. All right, let me know. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll do Starburst next. She's the development hero, so stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys later.
Wake up, early mornings, late nights, hopping on a different flight. What's the meaning of life, ayy? Wake up, same-ish, different day. Make a wish, call it pray. Am I sick, am I okay, ayy? Stay up